welcome everyone to the 2020 commencement for the Offsite Global Graduate Programs. I have a few quick requests. If you haven't already, please turn off your camera and mute your audio. You are welcome and encouraged to use the chat during the ceremony to, give shout outs or whatever it is that you want to do. Also note that the program for today was linked to an email with the invitation, and also Megan will be putting it in the chat. So the full program, just like we would hand you if we were in person, will be available for you to have as a keepsake or print out, or I don't know, get a tattoo on your arm. It depends where you are, right? So, this has been such an interesting year, and I know that it's brought challenges. And many of you were working while taking classes. Some of you were also taking care of your families while taking classes. And quite a few of you were juggling both of these realities and probably a lot of other things like wedding planning that we didn't even know about. And in spite of all of these obstacles, each of you rose to the occasion. And I hope that you feel that your hard work has paid off as your professional knowledge has grown. And the version of you that's going to show back up for your students and families and learning communities in just a few short weeks is just going to be like sharp and ready to solve the problems that land on your desk. Your students and their families are lucky to have educators who dedicate themselves in this way. But, we have summers off, right? So, of course, in addition, there have been some nice surprises as a result of our challenges. One of these treats has been to combine the programs that would typically only be in Mallorca, Spain, or in Bangkok, Thailand. Our family has grown as we've gotten to work with and know more fabulous educators from around the world. I hope that this network of academic and professional siblings serves as a welcome support as you move forward. Another special treat is that we get to kick off our commencement with an honored guest. Many of you have gotten to meet Dr. Suzanne McCotter because she visited Mallorca, and last year she visited Bangkok, Thailand. So if you didn't get to meet her, this will be a treat for you. If you did get to meet her, this will be a treat because Dean McCotter has been such a strong and powerful force for positive growth and change at the College of New Jersey. And I'm so proud to introduce her to you. Welcome, Dean McCotter.
Congratulations and welcome to the graduation of TCNJ Ballorca students. I'm coming to you from the New Jersey branch of TCNJ, your new alma mater. I'm Suzanne McCotter, the Dean of the School of Education, and I'm so happy that I can have a part in today's ceremonies. This has been a banner year for us in both good and bad ways. We've had more students, you've taken more credits, and we've offered more courses than we ever have before to TCNJ Global Graduate students. But as you know, we didn't have the same experience of going to Bangkok and Mallorca as we have had in the past. For you, it was probably more challenging. You completed these credits while you were at home instead of away from your family. You had more things to take away from your attention to your coursework, and you still, according to all accounts, have done an amazing job. I know that Stuart is infamous for talking about the wonders of Bangkok and Mallorca and comparing them often unfavorably to New Jersey. But I want to welcome you to come and visit us here in New Jersey at any point and know that you'll have a home here at TCNJ. Congratulations.
Please welcome the Assistant Director of TCNJ's Off-Site Graduate Programs, Ms. Megan Gordon.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening to the Summer 2020 Ballorca graduation ceremony. This is certainly a new event for us, following what has been a unique summer for our programs and for all of us individually. We welcome you to what we hope will be a very special event today, honoring your many accomplishments. I'm Megan Gordon, Assistant Director of Offsite Graduate Programs, and I've enjoyed getting to know all of you virtually this summer after working with you in the time leading up to your program completion. While so many of us were disappointed that we were not able to connect together in Bangkok and Mallorca this year, the work you did this summer was remarkable, and it has been such a gift for OSGP to get to know you through the planning stages, remote coursework, and virtual activities where we got to learn and laugh together in real time. What made this summer even sweeter was the connection made between our students and faculty who may not otherwise have met at one of our offsite locations. The bridging of Bangkok, Mallorca, and Ewing, New Jersey added an element for which we are extremely grateful. We hope that these connections will not be left behind after the summer is over, and that your future learning, networking, and hopefully travel will include members of your Summer 2020 community. Thank you for bringing this program to life over the internet and across the globe. I wanted to take a quick moment to congratulate all of our students this summer, not only our program completers, but the whole Offsite Graduate Programs community. The decision to pursue graduate level work requires commitment and sacrifice, even in the best of times. But I think we can all admit that having the dedicated space and time to study, as well as the not too shabby backdrops of Bangkok and Mallorca, helps to go a long way. Taking part in and completing your programs during these unique times shows great resilience and focus and often highlights the strength of our own real-life support networks. Congratulations not only to our graduates, but also to their families and friends who made the summer possible. From all of us at Offsite Graduate Programs, cheers to your accomplishments. We send you well wishes on your next steps, and until times change, please accept our virtual elbow bumps in lieu of a hug. Please stay in good touch, and I'm hoping that our paths cross many times again, whether via Zoom or hopefully one day again soon on site.
And now, Dr. Ray Bucuddy of our Mallorca program has prepared a musical performance for our ceremony. Please welcome Dr. Bucuddy.
Hello, I'm Dr. Ray Bucuddy, and it has been a pleasure to work with my students in the school finance course this summer. I would like to congratulate our graduates of 2020. We all know that Dr. Carroll's remarkable work in this program is steeped in tradition. I've been fortunate that Dr. Carroll has included me by performing a flute solo in the commencement in Mallorca. While I cannot perform live for you this summer, I hope you'll accept this recording of Sun and Moon from Miss Saigon, and I would like to thank my longtime friend, accompanist, and keyboardist extraordinaire, Mr. Bob Emmons from Wrightstown, New Jersey. In closing, I would like to wish our graduates all the good health, happiness, and prosperity that the future has to offer. Thank you.
Our keynote speaker is Dr. Alan Amsis of the Bangkok program. Please welcome Dr. Amsis.
Dear student, oh. Dear students, colleagues, family, and friends, as you can well imagine, I am deeply honored and happy and even proud to have been asked to serve as the faculty speaker for today's first ever virtual commencement ceremony. Most of you know I love an open mic, and I'm also aware of an extreme irony here, since I feel like I might have been the faculty member who was the most apprehensive about the challenge of pivoting a 42 contact hour experience into a much tighter set of Zoom meetings with postage stamp size student faces. I wasn't sure it could be done, frankly, and yet here we are, looking at summer 2020 in our rearview mirror. But I also feel like maybe I deserve this honor a little bit because I truly think I might be the faculty member who has come the farthest and learned the most during the past several weeks. Many of you know that I am not just garden variety technophobic. I actually have a deep-seated belief that technology hates me, and it's personal. Oops, that is probably something I shouldn't admit out loud and in public. Well, I certainly came away from this summer with a medium-sized list of things to not do again. But more importantly, I also feel a strong curiosity and an almost excited kind of eagerness for the opportunity to expand my teaching creativity in this new way. And I hope the graduating students and the certificate completers will feel that way too. This year was a great leveler. We were all first-timers this year. None of us knew completely how to make this work, but we all worked hard to make it work. And today, it looks as if we succeeded. For one of the only times in my teaching career, I find myself looking at the outcomes and not just at the process. And I cannot believe I just said that out loud and in public. If we were all together in face-to-face reality, I might be looking right now at dozens of human-sized faces as we collectively celebrate the fact that we did it. We all did what we all shared as a common goal, and we all overcame some pretty unusual obstacles together. All of us, the graduates, the certificate students, and the faculty, had to let go of a lot in this year of unprecedented and shared struggle and challenge. There were no Friday afternoon massages in the hallways of NIST. There were no date and bacon pizzas washed down with Spanish cava or sangria. There were no weekend trips to the floating market for coconut pancakes. There was no spicy street food that costs less than a US dollar. There was no ensaimada along the Passé de Born. There were no 2-hour foot massages at Cha-Cha Spa. And no Santa Catalina to wish us all well. And yet, despite all the possible obstacles, what did we get in their place? Well, we got to understand that time is precious and relative and moves much faster in Zoom space than anywhere else on Earth, especially in breakout rooms. We got to understand that geographic boundaries really do not matter much. We got to learn about Padlet and Quizlet and Perusall, oh my! We got to understand that working with a great group of students can override the fact that we no longer know what day or time it is. We learned how to read chat messages and texts without visibly lowering our eyes. We learned that it is possible to create community virtually, even if we would far prefer to create community in reality. Today marks what I think is an important professional and personal milestone: the completion of a master's degree or a certification program in education. That's a big deal and a huge accomplishment that many of you chose to undertake. You've made it through our summer of educational boot camp experiences, and despite all our differences, one thing that I think unites us is that we all believe on some level that education is, by nature, a transformative experience, and one that we have chosen to become part of. For all the questions and problems and education, each of us has returned to it time and time and time again with the belief that we can do it right and make it better, and make a home for ourselves within it. One of my mentors, my dissertation chair, Marilyn Cochran-Smith, once said at a similar commencement ceremony that teaching isn't always a great way to make a living, but it's a great way to make a life. And I want to take a moment to ask everyone here to reflect for a moment on what that life, the life of being a teacher, offers to you that makes it all worth it, what you give up, and more importantly, what you gain in its place. I know I can't answer that question for everyone here in the room, but I do often ask the students in my curriculum class to think seriously, practically, and immediately about why they teach, what they get out of it that sustains them and feeds their soul. And I guess this is the point that it's really traditional for someone to simply say, "Don't stop believing, and let's get this party started." But I also want to say, along with that I hope your best and most authentic and inspired self is who shows up every day, that you have the chance to inspire others with your time and effort and creativity, and also to please remember to keep it lavender. Thank you.
Three of your fellow graduates and certificate recipients have prepared remarks for our ceremony. From the Administration and Leadership Program, please welcome Barbara Boyer.
Good morning, faculty of the College of New Jersey, graduates of Ballorca, family and friends of those graduates. I welcome you to our celebration of our diligence and intellectual pursuit. Hi, my name is Barbara Boyer, and I'm representing the administrators group today. We will never forget this summer, the summer of COVID-19. People will look back on this time and speak about what they did during the pandemic. And what will we say? We will say that we washed our hands, we wore our masks, we social distanced to the best of our ability, and we made a choice to use this time to complete a life goal. We have a lot ahead of us. Some of us will be going to new jobs. Some of us have lost jobs. Some of us hope to return to jobs, but all of us will begin school this fall differently than we have ever started school before. So just a few words of hopefulness. Love. Cultivate your relationships. It's in everything we read. We are made to be in relationship, and those connections matter. In Michael Fullan's 6 Secrets of Change, he lists number 1, to love your people. In this time of great upheaval and change in our lives, is there any greater call than to love your people? Kindness. Kindness is a character strength. Interesting, because some people consider it weakness or passive. Choosing to be kind takes courage. Another character strength. Being kind means not allowing others or yourself to be unkind. Can we truly say we are being kind when we stand by and allow others to hurt or be hurt? Seek the strength of kindness. Be kind to yourself. We all have had difficult times to varying degrees. Your limits may have changed. Your patience not as long, perspective not as wide, bank account not as deep, your hope not as bright. You may have been with spouse, children, dog, cat, neighbor, boss lines in a grocery store too long. Look for opportunities to be kind. And again, seek the strength of kindness. I end with my life goal quote from the book Wonder by R.J. Palacio. In the story, the principal, Mr. Tushman, quotes J.M. Barrie, another famous author, and says, "Shall we make a new rule of life? Always to try to be a little kinder than necessary?" Mr. Tushman continues, "If every single person in this room made it a rule that whenever you can, wherever you are, you will try to be a little kinder than is necessary, the world would really be a better place." Begin each day with an intention of being loving and kind. Say it aloud, "I will love and be kind today." And at the end of each day, recognize at least one act of loving kindness that you accomplished. It will change your life. Best wishes to a great start to a new school year, whatever that looks like. Thank you.
From the ESL program, please welcome Michelle Aldaz.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on which part of the world you are. Isn't this incredible to have met such wonderful people from all over the world? Greetings from Elizabeth, New Jersey. I want to thank TSNJ for giving us this opportunity, especially the Offsite Graduate Program for going through with this, even though our original plan for meeting in Mallorca was not able to happen, you guys were able to connect us and make this experience a wonderful one. And let me tell you, it's been a ride. Whether we were able to meet on Sundays to work on projects, or very early in the morning, or very late in the night, because the other person in the other side of the screen was so far away, we were able to work together, we were able to connect to each other, and we were able to bring projects to life. I have learned so much from all of you, and I know that I'm not alone. I know that even though I am in New Jersey, I am in the USA, thinking about all these things are happening on my classroom, I know that the same concerns or the same things that work in my classroom, we were able to talk it through and we were able to connect globally. And I know the same things that's happening with me happens with everybody around the world. And I believe it ties in together with being globally educated, and the ESL world is perfectly on the spot, because the ESL world is a flexible world. I wanna invite you all to just bring this experience together into our classrooms. Our children will need it. Our children that already came from something familiar are leaping into the unknown, and now they have us. We are the ESL teacher. We are the person that they are going to connect with, and we are responsible for them, whether it is just learning emotionally, or just being an anchor there for them to be culturally acclimated in this new world for them. I want to also, on behalf of my fellow graduates of the ESL Master Program, to thank our friends, our families, our significant others. I know it's been a ride. I know it's been many years. Thank you so much for helping us through, for being there for us, because this is what came to be out of all that effort. Muchas gracias a toda mi familia, y especialmente a mis padres, a mis hermanos. Gracias por creer en mí. Muchas gracias a mis dos enanas por ser mi inspiración, y porque gracias a ustedes he podido alcanzar estas metas. Thank you all. Have a good day, and God bless you all.
And from the teaching program, please welcome Margot Gerard Barclay.
Hi graduates, Margot here. For this address, I thought I would ask somebody very special to me to share their wisdom. So enjoy. Hi Papa.
Hi, Margot.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Oh, good. Wondering if maybe you could help me with some ideas, because you graduated from the College of New Jersey in 98?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay. And basically what I wanted to do is just ask you some questions, and then I was thinking it could help me formulate my speech later on.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'm realizing now that actually I did make a speech myself.
Really?
I did, yes.
Do you still have it?
No.
What was the most important thing that you learned?
But when you're a teacher, you are an inquirer, and you learn all the time. You know, it's not like and if you find any advice, you know, it's like, yeah, you have a master's degree and it's great, but it's just the beginning of your learning. You know, that teachers should be inquirers and learn, and you do learn all the time from your colleagues, from changing, from going from one school system to another, to using different tools, learn from your students as well. So I learned that you can learn a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn all the time, but the things I've learned this year in the past 3 months is just incredible, technology-wise.
So there you have it, some very important words and advice from a fellow TCNJ grad. Now, I remember when my dad came home from Mallorca and had graduated, my mom had bought a card that said congrats, and it just blew my mind that congratulations could be abbreviated that way. But I also remember how valuable this experience was for him, because it's what shaped me into deciding to join the program later on. And today is about us celebrating and being proud of how far we've come. Now, we're not in Bangkok, or we're not in Mallorca, or some of you are, but we're not there together. But what this has shown me is that we are able to make the best out of any situation. And this whole situation has taught me that teachers are incredibly valuable and we're needed and we're essential. So my message and my hope for all of us as graduates is that we keep this in mind when we continue on our paths and our educational journeys, and that we continue to listen to our students and learn from our students and apply all the incredible pieces of knowledge that we've acquired into our daily practices. And as was already mentioned, we have our masters, but this is just the beginning. So let's do it well. Congratulations, all of us, and I'm really proud that we made it this far.
Many of you may be curious as to the origin story of our Ballorca program. We think you'll enjoy this short film explaining how Ballorca came to be. And now, it is our great pleasure to commence the granting of degrees and certificates to our graduates.
I'm Donald Leake, and I am pleased to read the names of the students who are completing their master's and postmaster's work in educational administration and leadership. Defining leadership is not easy, yet most of us know it when we see it. The Educational Leadership Program at the College of New Jersey is about helping our students understand rules, procedures, and other organizational factors on the one hand, and reflecting on the leader's personality, style, and disposition on the other. But more than anything, TCNJ's program is about understanding people. It's premised on the basic belief that if you treat people as if they were what they ought to be, you help them become what they're capable of being. As a result, real leadership must be grounded in substance and should be idea-based. I am both pleased and proud to present to you our next generation of leaders. Earning a master's in educational administration are Manisha Agarwal, Michael Fitzgerald, Jeff Harwood, Aileen Lee, Christy Nicole Mathers, Colleen McCabe, Kevin McLean, Nathan Payan, Chandra Ryman, Sheila Seiler, Julie Terry, and Pamela Zipper. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Masters in Educational Administration. And now, earning a Postmaster's Principal Certificate are Barbara Williams Boyer, Carla Kassan Chavez, Fabian Gerard, Nicholas Hironawa Harris, Ty McGee, Autumn Nolan, Juan Jacobs Shablack, Rebecca Stinson, Jillian Zappia. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the Postmaster's Principal's Certificate.
Hello, I am Dr. Brenda Leake, and it is my honor to read the names of the candidates for the Masters of Education in Teaching. For some non-educators, it has taken a global pandemic for them to see that effective teachers are truly essential to our world. As professional educators, we must never allow the short-sightedness of others to demoralize or distract us from the importance of our work. The renowned critical pedagogue, Henry Giroux, frames education as the struggle for achieving the future that we hope will be. Giroux challenges each and every one of us to contribute to that future with professional clarity and intentionality of purpose. As you bring closure on this highly significant professional milestone, it is our hope that you will always take pride in what you do. Show that you care. Remain open to seeing with new eyes. Create valuable futures and bring light into darkness. I will now read the names of the candidates for the Masters of Education in Elementary Teaching. Yunjin An, Anisha Bakchandani, Carolina B. Castro Mendoza, Sam Denny, Wesley Daughtery, Nikki Duong, Margot Jarir Barclay, Dina Hegazi, Margaret Ann Hendricks, Caroline Hoffman, Shanae Holohan, Asma Radwan, Rabia Shah, Jay Thompson, Melissa Josephine Ptolomeo, Isadora Torres, Claudia Yoakum. And now I will read the names of the candidates for the Masters of Education in Secondary Teaching. Christopher Clover, Lisa Cuthbertson, Samantha Georgie, Nicholas Gerard Larson, Natawat Kaleyanamit, Joshua McAllister. Please join me in congratulating all of the recipients of the Masters of Education in Teaching.
I'm Professor Emmentorp, and it gives me great pleasure to read the names of students completing certificates in teaching. First, receiving certificate in elementary teaching are Haruka Akashi, Julie Brinton, Max Ebert, Shruti Gupta, Gina Mitchellmore, Casey O'Brien, Benjamin Poole, Hana Takahashi, Julie Venditti. Receiving certificate in secondary teaching are Olivier Serbrook, Ian Sheeran. Please join me in congratulating the students who have completed their certificates in elementary and secondary teaching.
I'm Yijiang Wu. I'm pleased to read the names of students who are completing their Masters of Education in TESOL and ESOL certification programs. This degree and certification entitle you to be a leader in the TESOL profession and enable you to teach in ESOL and EFL at various levels anywhere in the world. First, the students completing the Masters of Education in TESOL. Michelle Elders, Bethsaida Garcia Oquendo, Ted Guggenheim, Kaylee Kunkel, Miranda Nabrutil, Diana Rosa Wakini Yeru, Catherine Prevost, Ganina Ni Sable, Noha Selech, Hope Elizabeth Stilwell, Ariane Vandenhoff, Sarah Vega, Gabriela Venegas. And now, the names of our students completing the ESL certification. Vyroslav Miransky, Nina Montoya Hossein, Jacqueline Noisette, Mary Pekovska, Armando Jorge Quiroz, Elise Radcliffe, Alicia Rosa Richili, Samantha Selikov, Claudia Torres, Martha Torres, Katie Usino. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of Masters of Education in TESOL and ESL certification.
All right, congratulations again, graduates. And so almost ends the first ever Ballorca graduation. But before I say abracadabra and confer the degrees, I would like to say a few thanks. I'd like to thank Megan Gordon, Elizabeth Sims-Pottle, and Olivia Sullivan for their work on the graduation program. I'd like to thank Craig Kapp for his work on our silent history of the program. I'd like to thank, and Steve Sullivan for working on that. Steve, no relation to Olivia, by the way, I don't think. Steve for his work in putting the entire production together. Thanks to countless people, obviously, but in terms of the graduation, thanks to them. So Ballorca has combined elements of the Bangkok, Mallorca, and New Jersey traditions. And after the conferral of the degrees, we're going to borrow a tradition from Mallorca and recess to the song Scotland the Brave. Now, this tradition goes back to the year 2002 to 2004, when we had a student, Chip Doring, who was a bagpiper. And he offered to march our students out of the graduation. And for those 3 years we did that, and we've used Scotland the Brave to march out ever since. Just a recording. We haven't had another bagpiper, although I guess we could try to recruit one. So when Scotland the Brave comes on, not yet, because I still have to do that abracadabra bit. When Scotland the Brave comes on, graduates, we invite you to rise, to march around your rooms, and then to exit when you see fit. The rest of us, out of respect, and so as not to crowd you, will remain seated until you are gone, and then we will end this meeting. So the meeting is going to end in a puff of smoke, okay? After the graduates have gone and Scotland the Brave ends. All right, so for the moment you've all been waiting for, by the power vested in me, by the College of New Jersey and the State of New Jersey, by the karmic energy of Bangkok, the saintly energy of Mallorca, and the in-your-face energy of New Jersey, not meaning to put down New Jersey, that's good energy, I hereby confer your master's degrees and certificates. All right. You may take your real or virtual graduation. Lift the top, throw them in the air. Now, graduates, rise, recess.